Hear that? It's SpringFest savings calling your name, only at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a Select Ego trimmer, blower, or mower. Plus, get your choice of any 2 bags of Miracle Grow organic soil mix for only $16. Shop these can't-miss deals in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Hawaii.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
You're the perfect blend of elegance and style, and your ride should be no different. The 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid meets all your needs, from business to brunch and everywhere in between. With head-turning details like a sleek front end, plus stylish interior, and an available 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and seamless tech integration. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more about the new 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid.
Hello everyone, welcome to 40ish Unfiltered. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon. This is what we call the sidekick show to 40ish. It's where we dish all the juicy feedback from the week's episode. And we go into your comments and your emails and your DMs and your messages and what's happening on social media and stuff.
We basically got so overwhelmed and delighted with all the feedback, we had to make a second show.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
So thank you for being in touch. Thank you for staying part of the conversation on 40ish. We're having a wonderful time and we really appreciate you being here. We're going to kick off today's show with our meltdowns. What is your mid-week meltdown? What's annoying you? What's making you rant? What's making you angry? What's making you upset?
I will tell you. I've spent quite a lot of time on the tube this week. A couple of evenings. I did quite long journeys into the West End and home again. And what I noticed and what was really getting my goat this week was people eating on the tube. Now, I'm not talking about like a granola bar or, you know, maybe even a sandwich or a packet of crisps. There was a man on one of my journeys eating a full Italian pasta meal. Full meal with fork, hot, very smelly pasta dish sitting opposite me. And you couldn't help but look at him. You couldn't help it because it was, you know, a big meal, big fork, big noisy thing. And then every time we stopped at a platform or every time the announcements came on, he would point his finger in time to see it, say it, sorted. So he was eating with one hand and then going like, see it, say it, sorted with the other. It was special. And annoying.
Why has it annoyed you though?
Because it's so antisocial to eat your full hot pasta dish on a crowded tube train.
But let me tell you something, the most antisocial place in the entire world is a London tube.
I don't find that
You're
normally.
joking.
I don't.
Everybody avoids eye contact with everybody. You're telling me you make friends on the London tube?
I try not to make friends on the London tube.
Exactly.
But I also wouldn't try to offend people on the tube.
I don't think you... Which offended you more, the pointing or the food?
The combo. Then, on the way home, and I mean, I can't level this at men because on the way home it was a man and a woman and they were sitting next to each other. And when I say eating, that's too polite. Stuffing a GBK, is that what it's called? GDK, German doner kebab, full doner kebab meal into their faces. The smell of this, it was repulsive. I just thought, don't eat hot, smelly food on a crowded tube train. No, that is my midlife rant of the week. It's nasty.
I think you're being a bit mean.
It's nasty.
I'm recording. Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording, Daisy. What's up? Daddy did it. No, I'm not ordering them again. I'm going to try and wash them out, okay? I can't talk about this now. Bye. No, bye. There's 2 pairs. Goodbye. It wasn't an emergency.
No shit.
Okay, I mean, I think
It's really uncivilized, and it's a bit
it's
it's a bit common. It's just a bit nasty, and I don't like it. Eat your food at home. Eat it before you get on the tube, or eat it after you get on the tube.
a bit common.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there. It's nasty.
Wow.
It's nasty.
Wow.
There's a big difference between eating like a little snack and a big, smelly, hot meal. You're stuffing in your face.
So judgmental.
Yeah.
I realise that's what this segment is.
I'm
but-
sitting in the judgment of it because you know what? I'm 47 and I can.
Well, you can do it at 37 if you want.
I don't think I would have been so annoyed by it at 37 or 27, but now I feel annoyed by it.
Did you say anything?
I'm not suicidal, so no.
That's what I mean by the London Tube is the most unsociable place on the planet.
The best one I ever had on the tube, it was actually on the District and Circle line, was a woman, oh, it's so disgusting, clipping her fingernails.
Oh, stop it. It's gross.
With a fingernail
Stop
clipper.
it.
Then she gathered it in her hand and
I
then
don't
she
want to know. Shush.
tipped it on the floor. She tipped it on the floor.
No.
No, I'm just telling you what happened on the carriage.
But I don't want to know.
No, I have to tell you what happened on the carriage.
No, you don't have to
After
tell
that.
me.
I do.
Why? It's
The
gross.
whole carriage,
It's gross.
the whole carriage unilaterally went, and it was the most amazing moment. And she turned around the whole carriage and she went, what? It's like, if you don't know that's disgusting, a whole carriage, you don't know that's disgusting, that's disgusting.
Why have you always got to share disgusting stories?
I love them.
Why?
I don't know. Because you're prudy about them, so I love them.
My midlife meltdown this week is your disgusting stories. It is.
But I'm not the disgusting one. I'm just noticing the disgust.
It wasn't my meltdown.
Okay. What is your meltdown?
Well, let's just discuss this first because this is now here. I enjoy 99.9% of your company, right? I do. I love being with you. We always have fun. We always have a laugh. We always challenge each other. And it's great. Being with you is great. Your disgusting stories are not great. They're not fun.
They are quite
They're
fun.
not fun. They're not like no. Like the fingernail clip. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And
You didn't even see it.
But I can
I
visualize.
had to witness it.
I know, but why do you have to pass it on? It's not spreading the love.
It's like sharing the trauma.
But no one wants it.
Well, they've got it. Well, they've got it.
Well, they haven't because I screamed over it most of the time. I might beep it out.
It's not that bad.
It's
not rude.
It's gross. It's like icky, you know.
Yeah.
And then you keep thinking about it, and then it like gives you a body shudder. No one needs it, Lauren.
It's gross.
Everyone's managing so much in life already. We are here for them to have a laugh. They don't need to think about fingernail clippings. It's gross.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but I'll say I'm sorry.
You don't need to say you're sorry.
I'm not really sorry.
I know you're not.
What's your?
You never say sorry.
Rarely.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. What's your meltdown?
Well, it was a toss-up between one of two, I think. But I think last week my midlife meltdown was you and James.
Oh yeah.
Was it last week?
I don't
anyway,
know,
it's
maybe.
still you and James.
Still?
Yeah. You're annoying. You are annoying, the pair of you. You leave me out.
Oh,
You have your own little private jokes going.
we don't leave you out because we do the jokes in front of you so that you're in on the jokes. If we were actually leaving you out, we would do it privately.
No. But it's exclusive, you see.
That's the joke.
Yeah. For you. The joke is for you because you're in on the joke.
You're also
I'm
in
on the outskirts
you're
of it.
also in on the joke.
I'm actually not in on the
you
joke.
are the joke.
I know.
That's why it's funny.
But that's why it's not funny.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
It-
like
it-
last
it is
night,
quite
I was at
funny.
a party, I'd had a few drinks, I was having a great time, and then there were these annoying messages from you and James on the group. You called him babe.
To annoy you.
Yeah. It did.
I know.
So there's my midlife meltdown because it was annoying.
But you know that I'm doing it on purpose, so it's funny.
Yeah, but it still hits that very core point, right? So she calls him babe. He then says, he was asking to move the studio time. She goes, sure, babe.
He sent a very generic message. Ladies, do you mind if I move the studio time by half an hour? I was like, sure, babes.
He wrote back saying, we're not supposed to, Nicole's on this group. We're not supposed to be doing that.
In front of other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. Sorry.
And then I came to it like an hour later.
Yeah.
Bit drunk.
Yeah. I said, it's okay. She's at a party. She's probably drunk. She won't know. She won't notice these messages between us. James was like, #orcs. And then you popped up because we'd only done it to amuse you, obviously.
No, you hadn't done it to amuse me. You'd done it to amuse each other and annoy me. Let's get the intention correct here.
No. The intention is just bants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At my expense.
Your expense.
It is at my expense. So then I wrote, you two are just so annoying.
You're so annoying.
Which you both laughed
You're
at.
teasing me.
But it gets to the point where it's just enough. It gets too much sometimes.
I'm sorry. This is why thruples
don't work.
We're living proof.
But we're in a constant thruple.
I know. We are.
I don't really care, by the way.
I know. I want to give you some feedback.
Come on then.
About what's been going on this week. Right. So do you remember there was a lady who wrote in to say that she has a toddler and her sister-in-law has also got kids the same age and she never turned up. She invited her to the toddler's party. She never turned up. She never bought a present. And she was just feeling really kind of upset about this lack of interest in her child, I guess, in the family. People were quite divided on this.
Go on.
So this is like a little list of some of the comments we had. Don't expect anything, then you're not disappointed.
Yeah.
Let it go. Accept her for who she is and move on. There's more important things to dwell on, like bringing up a well-adjusted child who doesn't expect anything. Bit harsh. I don't think the kid was expecting anything, but I think when you're like 3, it's fairly normal for your aunties and uncles to buy you a birthday present. Do you not think so? I don't know.
It depends. No, I don't think it is that normal. I think it depends on the relationship.
This person said, is it really a big deal? I didn't get presents from my aunts and uncles. They weren't there for birthdays. It was normal. Do you just invite them to get presents? That wasn't the vibe I got. The vibe I got was like she was having a party and she was inviting the family.
It meant a lot to her to have all of her family there.
Yeah.
And my feeling was that it didn't have the same didn't hold the same power for the sister-in-law. I just felt like they looked at it differently.
Maybe. Let it go and rise above her. Don't bother inviting her again and don't expect anything from her. Lizzie said, forget inviting her and don't go to her parties either. My friend covered for his brother every Christmas and birthday, buying a present on his behalf because he's useless and he promises to pay back and he hasn't for years. I don't know. People are quite harsh.
This is a whole expectation situation.
Yeah.
You've got to manage them.
People were harsh on this. I think she was fed up with you long ago before you became fed up with her.
Oh, that's mean. Where are all these comments coming from? TikTok.
They did get mean. They're hard
on TikTok, aren't they? They are much nicer on Instagram. What is that about?
You're jealous because she gets her own way and she forgets presents. Stop it. Who cares if she doesn't buy your son a present? Why is it a big deal? I presume he had a good birthday anyway. Grow up. Wow, harsh. Also, we had some feedback on the woman who had made friends through other friends and then realised much too late when a holiday had already been planned that she'd slept with one of the men when they were both at uni. So it was like 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And she only just recognised him and he hadn't recognised her. And
he hadn't said anything.
Yeah, so she was really uncomfortable. Like, we're going on holiday with them. Do I say anything to him? Do I bring it up? Do I tell my husband?
She didn't know what to do. We said just let it go, didn't we?
She was in a right tiz.
Yeah.
David said, anyone that cares about the past is insecure. Do you think she learned all her skills from a book? These people shape the person you love. Be proud. She stopped at you.
Oh,
okay.
That's cute.
Irish Dave said, I definitely wouldn't be happy. JB said maybe she also doesn't look as youthful.
Listen, if Adam and I were going on holiday and we were really friendly with this particular family, and then 2 years down the road, he turns around to me and says, oh, by the way, I've actually slept with her and we had a fling years and years ago, but I didn't recognise her. I think that was really suspect. Wouldn't you? And it wouldn't I wouldn't feel comfortable with it.
I think you have to just zip it. I really do. Like, if nothing's been said by now, say nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do nothing. It's not a secret. She doesn't know, and more than likely the husband doesn't know either. She's more upset that he had no recollection of her. Well, she also didn't recognise him.
What made her recognise him in the end?
She just twigged, I think. I don't know. I don't know if she said it was a specific moment. Raylan said, I would care, not that it had happened, but that she felt the need to tell me. It's none of my business. And I'd second guess if she'd said it to upset me, and then I'd ask what I'd done to deserve it.
Oh.
Then he replied later, and he said, I had a rethink. My girlfriend explained why I was wrong. That's brilliant, right? In the circumstances of going on holiday together, she would want to know. And frankly, now I think about it, me too, but I never go on holiday with anyone.
I think it just depends on the individual on this one, of how you would take it. If you'd have said it straight up when they first met and got friendly, then fine. But the fact that so much time has passed, that's the bit that makes it a bit weird.
Because you'd need to say it at the start, like, oh my God,
yeah,
we used to hang out at university. Do you remember? And have the conversation straight off the bat.
Yeah.
But
with the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit weird. Right, should we cut to a break? And then we're going to come back with some more feedback.
Yes.
And a listener's midlife meltdown.
Yeah.
When you think about super successful businesses that are selling through the roof, like Heinz or Mattel, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But there's a secret. The business behind the business, making selling simple for them and buying simple for their customers. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Heinz and Mattel. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/promo, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/promo to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/promo.
This episode is brought to you by Loom by Atlassian. Are you feeling stuck at work? Get your team unstuck with Loom video messaging and move work forward. Use Loom to simultaneously record both your screen and yourself to share a quick update, provide feedback, train a colleague, and everything in between. Plus, add Loom AI to your meetings for instant written notes and recordings. Try Loom today at Loom.com. That's LOOM.com.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra is giving you the chance to win tickets to the NBA Finals. That's right, the 2025 NBA Finals. Just head to michelobultra.com/NBA Finals. Michelob Ultra courtside NBA Finals sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents, excluding Maryland residents. 21 up. Begins at 9 a.m. EST on February 16, 2025. Ends on May 5th, 2025. See official rules at michelobultra.com/rules for price and details. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Okay, we've had a piece of feedback about Costco Cafe.
Again.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, though.
I know.
Just listening to your podcast whilst out on my run. However, I wholly disagree with your feedback on the Costco Cafe. When my 3 boys were younger, we lived within walking distance of a Costco, and the cafe often saved me on one of those days when looking after 3 small people had destroyed me. I so know those days. We would go to Costco and the boys would have a jacket potato with tuna mayo, chili or beans, plus a drink for £1.25. How old are your boys?
Yeah, when was this? 1946.
But yes, the hot dogs are rank. Love, Vicky. P.S. I recommend 40ish to every woman I know. It's so funny and relatable.
Oh, thank you, Vicky.
Vicky, thank you. That really means a lot. Someone came up to me at this party I was at last night. And she doesn't live in the country. She'd flown over for the party and she said, I haven't seen her in years. And she said, I listened to your podcast. I said, do you? Which one? And she couldn't remember the name. I said, Self-Care Club or 40ish? And then I sort of gave a bit more. She said, definitely 40ish. And she goes, and I didn't know it was you.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I was listening for a while.
That's
and then
so funny.
My friend told her that she'd been listening to me. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that is funny.
She's like, every time I go on Apple, I see your face. I'm like, yeah, they love us at Apple.
We love them at Apple.
We do love them at Apple.
So, it's a bit of a sad day with the TikTok comments on this other dilemma.
I literally just went
had
to get myself a cup of tea from the kitchen. And whilst I was in the kitchen, Lauren was checking our TikTok.
Yeah.
You didn't like what you found, did you?
I don't. So if you missed this show, a woman emailed in saying that she was happily married.
It was last week's show.
And another dad in school, also married, was making endless, really inappropriate comments about her body, her clothes, and kind of waiting for her at the car and shouting out like, oh, you're here today. Oh, thank goodness. I'm happy to see you.
And like she would come the next day and then he would say something like, wow, it just gets so much more interesting. He was a bit lechy, wasn't he?
And also it was making her second guess where she was parking and
what she was wearing,
pretending to be on the phone so she didn't have to talk to him. Like basically she was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's been a bit of a divided response on TikTok from this. You've got men who are saying things like, tell him you're not comfortable with these kinds of comments. Unfortunately, otherwise it won't change.
Which is pretty much what we suggested she should do.
3 people have said the same sort of thing. Ugg boots and a woolly onesie.
Well, why the fuck why should she have to change what she is wearing to control his inappropriate behaviour?
Put a tracksuit on, says someone else.
Oh, it's terrible.
Pajamas.
Are they men? Are
Yes.
men saying that? Yeah.
Pajamas and a dressing gown, dirty slippers and a cigarette in your hand. That'll do the trick.
Oh my God. I just hate every single thing about that comment. I'm sorry. I just do. It's what?
Those
what
were the
makes
nicer ones.
But what makes me die is that they expect the woman to have to change her behaviour and what she is doing in order to accommodate this very inappropriate man. I can't stand it.
I mean, then we get things like this. Oh no, this one's okay. As a 39-year-old dad, he's desperate to the point of cringe. He's literally firing compliments over the smallest of things. He's pathetic.
Yes.
Tell him you're not interested, but thank you. And then you've got a load like this. If he was 6 foot and gorgeous, she'd be flexing about it instead, no doubt. If she was attracted to him, she'd be flattered.
Oh my God. Is that a joke?
I wish someone would compliment me daily when I drop the kids off at school.
He's not complimenting her. He's leching and he's making her feel uncomfortable. There is a big difference. A compliment is, oh, Lauren, your hair looks nice today. That doesn't make someone feel uncomfortable.
Tell the school it's harassment and it won't be his first rodeo. Don't change how you are or how you dress. And then someone replied to that person saying, you must be exciting in the bedroom. If he was hot, she'd be wetter than the River Thames. Blokes can't win. If he was buff, she'd be all over him. Poor bloke must have a face only a mother could love. Women complain about not being complimented. There's no pleasing them. This is my personal favourite. Jump on the bonnet of your car and whip your knockers out. That's sure to frighten him off. Oh, TikTok, you just are the gift that keeps misogyny going, aren't you?
Becca, please can you make a reel of that?
You can even put the comments up there.
Oh yeah, put the comments up and make like a medley of that. And I would like their names on there. Let's just name and shame them, right?
Fucking amazing.
I'm happy to name and shame them.
How disappointing.
I'm actually really upset about that.
How disappointing, fellas. You know what?
That's what's annoyed me this week.
I had it this week. I was walking back to the tube and I was with my friend, so I wasn't alone. I think if I was alone, it would have been not even worse. And it was like 11 o'clock.
At night?
At night, yeah. And we were in central London. It wasn't like a dark, lonely alley. It was a busy street. And this guy came up to us and said to me, I like your coat. And I was like, thank you. And then I just carried on walking with her. And then he was following us. Where did you get it from? Where did you buy it from? And we both just had that feeling, you know, when someone's just too close, like you feel it in your body. And I just took her arm and I just said, cross. And we both just crossed the main road, like away from the tube station to get away from him. And she said, he was too close. He was too near. And you know what, I was trying to explain it to my husband. Like, I completely respect and understand that male on male violence is much larger than male on female violence. And I get that, muggings and violence and stabbings and everything else. But as a woman, you always have to have that kind of sixth sense and that feeling. And I said to him, you know, it doesn't matter what you do or what you say or what you wear. The bottom line is you're bigger than us and you're stronger than us. And you're always a little bit vulnerable. And it makes me really annoyed that I have to be aware of my surroundings and cross a road because some man's too close to me and it's not worth me standing up to him and saying, please don't speak to me, or I don't want to talk to you, or don't talk about my coat. And it's not about like, oh, you can't win with women, you can't say anything nice to them. No, it's intimidating, okay? This is the point I'm trying to make. It's intimidating.
A friend of mine said, if he's walking alone at night, and he's quite a big guy, and he sees he's walking on the same side of the road as another woman, he crosses the road because he doesn't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And I was also having this conversation with Adam quite a while ago. I think when the whole, I can't remember, something had happened in the news and it was just a big topic of conversation. And I said to him, every time I get out at the station when I've come home from town and it's like, say I've been to the theatre and I park my car at one of the stations and it's a 5-minute walk, I always get my phone out. Yep. I have his number dialed and literally it's just in my hand ready to go so that I can just press and so that whatever's happening, and he would never have to think like that.
That's what I was trying to say to him. It's like, it doesn't occur to you. I'm coming out the tube. It's dark. It's late. I need my keys in my hand. I need my phone, but not my phone out too much in case I get mugged for my phone. You're kind of anticipating and forward thinking. And that's just what it's like to be a woman. And I do understand why men don't understand that because they're not living that every day. But
it's just not part of their experience, but we just have to be hyper vigilant.
You need to be aware of what's going on.
You do need to be aware. And as a woman, you need to be extra
double aware.
Yeah.
Double aware.
Yeah.
We've got a listener with a meltdown this week.
Oh, good.
She says, ladies, I recently discovered your podcast. Love it. My rant today, something that has been driving me mad for years. What is it about men and football? Take my husband, for example, super sensible, super intelligent man in the most unshowy way. But when the football talks come along, he could literally listen to it for hours. Not an hour, but hours. We once had a road trip to France and he listened to the radio, some sort of football talk show for about 4 hours. And those people who talk about football for hours and hours, what could possibly be so interesting to continue talking about it for so long? I can't even trash talk my biggest enemy bitch for this long. And why do they have to speak in a football accent? It makes me visualize a middle-aged, half-bald, fat man with his fat stomach hanging out, sweating like a pig. Oh. What? How is that attractive? Is it me feeling that it's just incredible? I think she means incredible. They can talk about it for so long. Yeah. Love, Victoria. Victoria, I mean, not all men who enjoy football and really enjoy football are half bald, half fat with the stomach hanging out, sweating like a pig. Some of them are very nice, pleasant, attractive, non-sweaty men.
I said to my husband just the other day, because he was watching some football match, and he can take or leave football. Yeah. And he really wants to watch this match, whatever it was. Yeah. I don't know, it was an Arsenal match. Yeah. And I'm sure it was in your house too. And I just found it so annoying. And then I sort of like had to take a step back and I said, you know, I'm so happy that you're not obsessive about football. Okay, this is the odd game that he wants to watch. Yeah. I'm really lucky. Yeah. What I don't understand is why they would put their whole mood into the hands of 10 strangers.
11.
11, exactly. That's how much I know. 11 strangers kicking a fucking ball up and down a pitch. What is the point?
Listen, I have one of my sons is a semi-pro footballer. Another one is a football coach. The other one plays football, and the husband likes football. He doesn't love football, but if there's a big match on, they'll go to watch the football at the stadium, or they'll watch it at home. And there's a lot of noise when the goals are scored, and I'm always like, oh my God, why do you have to be so loud about it? You know, I also
so stressful.
I also don't understand the passion around it. I don't get it, but I do appreciate that they really enjoy it and they love it, and it's their thing. No, they do. They do. They're really into it.
It seems very stressful to me.
But it doesn't. I don't have the sort of family where if they lose the match, they're in a bad mood all day, because that would be awful. It's like they've lost the match. It's like, oh, that was rubbish. This one played badly, and that one shouldn't have let that goal in, and then it's kind of over. But I wouldn't like it if it dictated the mood of the house. That would be very annoying.
Awful.
Yeah. Or like if your team was doing badly in the league, you were like, your weekend was ruined.
When I go and see my trainer, I sometimes go with my dad. And my dad and him support the same football team.
Yeah.
I don't always go with my dad. So therefore, like, basically the conversation that I have with my trainer when my dad's not there is very different to when my dad's there.
Yes.
And like they walk in and they start, it's as if they talk in a different language.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And then because I don't understand, like I recognize the lack of understanding. So I go, oh, is this football related?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. And I don't understand.
Is it about like relegations and things?
And my dad, every time he says he's met someone or with a guy, he always within the first sentence tells me who they support.
Of course. But you know what?
It's Tottenham supporter, Arsenal supporter, West Ham supporter.
Wipe your feet. I like when they wipe your feet before you come in. If you support the wrong team, you have to say that. It's like a man thing.
Right. I mean,
whatever. Listen, it's nice for them. It's bonding.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a community. It's bonding. It's like a common thing to talk about. Like you can meet someone and what team do you support, and it's a whole thing. There's a lot of football chat.
I don't
as
even
you can
think they
imagine,
have to
in my
ask each
house.
other what football team you support. They just all seem to. I'm like, because I said to my dad, "How do you know what football team?" Because you just know. You just know. I'm like, well, how do you just know? How do you know? You just know. Apparently.
You do just know. Sometimes at the table, if everyone's at home and they've been having like a 15-minute conversation about this manager's gone and this manager's coming in and this team's been relegated and that team's coming up, and then Ollie will say, do you know what, maybe let's talk about something else so that mum can be included, because I am just sitting there like and they're very like animated and interested and whatever, and I'm not going to shut them up. But also for me,
well, that's what Adam must have with me and the girls.
Yeah, of course.
When we're talking about makeup or a new hairstyle or
he didn't want to talk about blusher at the table.
No, but you know what Adam does now that I've noticed?
What?
Because he has two daughters and me, and my daughters have been brought up on musical theatre.
Yeah.
So we only listen to musical theatre if they're in the car.
Yeah.
He now... He now listens to the radio station Magic at the Musicals.
He does
on his own. On his own.
I don't think you should say that on a public forum.
Why?
That Adam listens to Magic musicals alone in the car.
Magic at the Musicals.
Alone in the car.
Yes.
Wow.
He does.
Wow. You've brainwashed him.
Broken him.
What have you done to that man? Stop it immediately.
He's just so used to listening to this music now.
Listen, if he starts highlighting his hair and buying tights, you're in trouble. Okay, and you have no one to blame but yourself.
Okay, so now we need to decide who the winner is.
Listen,
I think both of our meltdowns this week were rubbish.
But I'm sorry, but I think Victoria, your husband has a passion. I understand it's a bit boring for you, but it's good that he has like a hobby and an interest.
She's not saying he shouldn't have it. She's just asking like, what is it about men and football? She's not saying that she wants to take it away from them.
It's just men and football. They just love it. They just love it. It's their thing.
Does James like football?
I don't know.
My dad would know who he supports. I wouldn't have a clue. James, who do you support? He's a Tottenham supporter.
Yeah, of course.
I thought he was a Tottenham supporter.
See, you feel it. You feel it in your women's waters.
Who do you think Jessie supports?
Jessie?
Yeah.
Definitely Arsenal.
Who does Jessie support, James?
Oh, interesting.
There's two other editors in there. Who do they support?
What's wrong with these kids?
They're gamers.
Oh, they're gamers.
Aren't they? I don't know if they're gamers. I totally just made that up. Are they gamers, James?
Oh, well done.
Thanks.
They prefer gaming to football. Yeah.
I got that they were gamers.
I'd say
They got a gaming vibe. Gaming vibe.
A gaming vibe, yeah. Victoria, it's okay. Just let it go. Just let it go. I am not letting people eating kebabs and full pasta dishes on the tube go. I'm not letting it go, Nicole. And you can let your one go because you know that we're joking, and also you know that you actually secretly enjoy the bounce. You pretend you don't. You pretend you're annoyed, but actually it makes you laugh.
Do you know what? You haven't won in weeks.
Let me win this.
You can have it.
Thank you so much. I had to really push for that win.
I mean, you sort of didn't really. I don't believe you've won. I don't believe any of us have won this week.
Okay, I'm going to get like a McDonald's meal and I'm going to sit next to you on the tube next time we're on the tube together and I'm going to eat it.
I love McDonald's.
And then you tell me how you feel. Okay.
I love a McDonald's.
Okay, I'm going to get a big cheesy macaroni cheese with extra cheese and eat that on the tube next to you, and then you tell me if you love it.
No, I don't like, but I wouldn't like it if you ate it in my kitchen or your kitchen. Like I wouldn't like it.
Okay, well I'm going to do it on a crowded tube. In fact, I would never do it on a crowded tube because it's disgusting.
Thank you for listening. That's our Unfiltered episode. We'll be back on Thursday with a brand new episode of 40ish, the main show. Please keep your comments coming in.
Not the nasty ones, just the nice ones.
Or the nasty ones. I don't care. We're going to name and shame on this show. Well, we are.
Okay.
They deserve it.
We are.
They deserve it, don't they?
Probably, yes.
What do you mean, probably?
Well, they've said it. It's out there.
They put it on a public forum. So have we. No difference. We'll be back on Thursday.
See you then.
Hi, I'm Grace, host of Red Rum True Crime Podcast. These cases focus on the true victims of crime. Why not jump in at episode 114, the tragic murder of Jasmine and Aaliyah? The main suspect in this case gave an extremely bizarre interview to a number of press reporters whilst he was drunk and reportedly high. He speaks about an awful lot on camera and has this completely inappropriate laughing and chuckling response when talking about the case. He may even have thought he was gonna get away with the double murder he'd been accused of, but what he didn't know was that 2 undercover officers were on their way to catch him out, and he easily and willingly took the bait. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Red Rum True Crime. That's Red Rum, murder backwards, REDRUM True Crime.